All right, here we are in Chapter 7 of Unit 10. We're almost there. We've got this one and one other to go, and then we are done with the class. Objectives for today: I will determine a profit equation given the expense and revenue equations. Here's my vocabulary. Make sure that you're familiar with that before moving on with the video. Okay, first example, it says determine the profit equation for the Picasso Paints product in lesson 10.5. So we've been following along with this Picasso Paints all the way along. So we're going to see these functions. We've already seen this revenue function. We did that in one of the previous chapters, and then in another previous chapter we did the expense functions. So they should look familiar. And the profit happens when you take the revenue, how much you made, and subtract out the expenses, how much you actually paid. So looking at this, profit equals, well, my revenue equation is right here, so it's negative 500p squared plus 30,000p, and it's subtracting, so it's minus, and I'm actually going to put this in parentheses, negative 3,500p plus 238,000. And the reason I put that in parentheses, and I got that was my expense equation, is I'm kind of going to say that there's a 1 there because it's minus a negative and minus a positive, so it's going to actually change the signs. So we end up with profit equals negative 500p squared plus 30,000p plus 3,500p minus 238,000. I'm going to combine my like terms, and I end up with profit equals negative 500p squared plus 33,500p minus the 238,000. And there is our profit equation. Okay, go ahead and take a moment and go ahead and write this profit equation. Press pause while you do. Come back when you're ready. Okay, again, our profit equals our revenue minus our expense. So revenue, I've got negative 350p squared plus 18,000p minus a negative 1,500p plus 199,000. Next, I'm going to distribute that negative sign out, and I end up with negative 350p squared plus 18,000p plus 1,500p minus 199,000. When I combine my like terms here, I get negative 350p squared plus 19,500p minus the $199,000, or 199,000. And how'd you do? All right, example 2, using a graphing calculator, draw the graph of the profit equation in 1. What is the maximum profit? So let's go ahead and go over here to our graphing calculator, and we're going to actually put in, give me a second here, and we will get out of here. This is some old information. Let's go ahead and delete all of our old equations. So if you have any in yours, go ahead and make sure you do the same. And it says to graph the profit equation, which was negative 500x squared. We said p squared, but we're going to say x squared with the calculator here, plus 33,500x. Again, make sure you use the x. I'll tell you, I make the mistake and plug in p often, so be careful. Make sure you don't make that same mistake. So there's our equation. Now we're going to go ahead and graph it. And it looks like we're going to have to change our windows just a little bit. But we shouldn't have to change it much. It should have come up. So let's see what happened. I'm going to go ahead and put to 500,000. And let's graph and see what comes up. Let's make sure that we did this correctly. Oh, and again, I made another little error here. Nope, it's still there. There's my error. So we're going to use a regular subtraction sign. It didn't like that. So graphing calculators can be a little bit temperamental. So here's what our profit expense equation looks like. And the maximum profit, we're going to click on trace. And we're going to try to go here to about the highest that we can. And we can see that right here at that maximum point, you can see right here where Y is. It looks like our maximum profit here is going to be $323,125. And that is when you are selling them for about $33.50 a piece. So per unit sold, the price is $33.50 and the maximum profit is $323,125. All right, it says sketch the graph and identify where the profit is made. So we've already done that. Now graph revenue, expense, and profit equations on the same coordinate plane. Interpret the zero profit points, the maximum profit, and how they're related to each other. So let's go ahead and go back to our calculator here. And we're going to go into our equation. We're going to actually enter all three equations. So the one is already there. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. The next one I have is the negative, or revenue, negative 500 x squared. So you can be entering this at the same time I am, plus the 30,000 and then x. That's the second equation. Third equation is our expense equation, which is going to be the negative 3,500 times x plus the 238,000. And now that we've graphed these, I want you to kind of get a good look at it, because what I'm going to do then is sketch it to the best of my ability. So, looking at it here, hopefully that's what yours looks like on your calculator. So I'm looking here, I've got here's my profit equation, and then I have my expense equation, or my revenue equation, sorry. And that wasn't as well as I would have liked it to be. Let me glance at it one more time here. Okay, so it looks a little bit more like, oops, let's take that one out. Let me try this one more time. Okay. So we have our expense equation, we have our profit equation, and we have our revenue equation. And so our maximum points, this one I was a little bit off on again. Let's just try this, I apologize, one more time. I'd like to be able to identify each of them on here, and that's why I want to make sure that I can actually show them to you. Okay, so let's try this again. Last time. So that's probably a little bit more accurate. So you can remember here, we've got our break-even points. We've got here where zero profit is made. we've got right here where is our maximum profit. And we've got here, which is our maximum revenue. And so let's go ahead and move on to the actual you do. We're going to do it together. It says, must the maximum profit occur at the same time as the maximum revenue? So I want us to go back to the example that we drew here. And it's saying, does the maximum profit, which is here, have to be at the same time as the maximum revenue? And you can see that we're at different price points. Now, if you look back to our previous lessons, it actually makes sense because our maximum revenue had us selling this unit at $30 a piece, whereas for maximum profit, it was being sold at $33.50 a piece. So you can see in here, again, going through here, we've got our expenses, our break-even. So I just want to remind here, break-even points, our zero profit points, and our itemizing of our maximum revenue and maximum profit, which clearly do not happen at the same time. Now, sometimes they can. So it's not to say that they won't, but in this particular case, they did not. All right, last example. Algebraically determine the price at which the products maximize the profit. So looking at this, it happens at our axis of symmetry. So when we think of our graph, and we've got here our profit equation, that axis of symmetry is what comes right down the center of it. And it's the part of our quadratic equation, which is the negative b over 2a. Now, if we go back and we look, our equation for our profit was negative 500 p squared plus 33,500. And I'm not going to have enough room, so let me erase it now and rewrite it. So profit equals negative 500 p squared plus 33,500 p minus 238,000. Okay? So if we take our A is negative 500, our B is the 33,500, and our C is negative 238,000. So plugging in, I get negative 33,500 divided by negative, or I've got 2 times negative 500. So I've got negative 33,500 all over negative 1,000. Moving it over, I'm looking at that 33.5 or 3350. So now I'm going to plug that in. Let me erase some of this here, if that's okay. Profit equals negative 500 times p squared. We're determining that that's 3350 plus the 33,500 times the 3350. And again, I'm sorry, I'm running out of room, minus the 238,000. When I multiply all of that out, I end up with a maximum profit of 323,125. I want you to go ahead and do the last you do, but we are not going to go over it in class. I will tell you that the maximum profit should be $72,607.14. So see how you do when working on that, and good job, everyone.